Hey everyone, so here's another foundation routine for you. I'm going to show you just really quickly my new foundation routine with a couple of new products I started using. The first thing is Mercier Secret Finish Mattifying Gel. This is like a mattifier for your skin. People who have oily skin, it's going to mattify it for you so it doesn't look oily underneath your makeup. It's a primer. And then the new Lancome foundation I just got from Sephora that I absolutely love, and I'll show you how it works and how great coverage and how it's a lasting 18-hour no retouch kind of thing. So I'll show you that and how I apply it into my skin with all my scarring and stuff. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope that you guys look forward to this. Alright, so the first thing I do is I'm going to pin back my hair because my hair, I have a lot of hair, so I'm going to pin that back and make sure I get it out of my way. I like to clean my hands first with antibacterial, so that's what I'm going to do first, clean my hands with antibacterial. And if you want to take a look at my skin, I have a lot of scarring. If you saw my other video, I talked about it, how I'm on the dermatologist recommended regimen and stuff, so I've just been like kind of just using that. My skin is really dry right now, but just on my T-zone it gets really oily, as you can see. So this is my scarring. It's pretty bad. I have pretty bad scarring on my cheeks. It's a little bit on my forehead, but this coverage is really great for that. So I don't really have much active pimples anymore. They're pretty much just dead, but I do have a lot of scarring. So the first thing I do is I pin my hair back, and so I'm going to put on this. This is Mercier Secret Finish Mattifying Gel. It's a really great stuff. It goes on really smoothly. It just looks like that. You can see. It's just like a clear gel, and I just apply this all of my T-zone, and this kind of just preps my skin for the foundation as well as mattifies it. So I'm just going to put that in my T-zone area. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is apply the Lancome Tient Idole. It's French, I can't say it. It's an 18-hour finish no retouch foundation by Lancome. It's really great if you have oily skin because it's mattifying as well, and it stays on your skin forever. Especially with my kind of skin, it's really oily, so I tend to like get really oily really quickly. So this finish like promises that it's not gonna, you can last 14 hours without it fading or no retouches, and so it's actually pretty great. I really do love it. I tried a sample of it before I bought it and I really liked it. So I'm just gonna take that and I'm gonna put that, just dab it on top of my face, and then I'm gonna take a Sigma 187, and I'm just gonna blend that onto my skin, just like so. So with that Mercier primer, my skin is really smooth and the makeup is just gliding on. Right, so I'm going to keep on applying it, and I just dabbed it onto my skin, really simple, and I'm just going to put it on with the stippling brush, which gives a really flawless coverage, in my opinion. I really do like the way this foundation goes on with the stippling brush. And do the same thing on the other side. Just blend out that foundation. So now if your foundation is like one even coat, if you want to go back with a little bit more to have a little bit more coverage, I like to take a little bit onto my fingers and just take it in the areas that are a little bit more redder than the others. The whole color system in Lancome is really great because like mine is Bisque W 0, which is warm bisque. So for my yellow skin tone, undertone, and then with the redness, yellow contacts the redness in my skin, and so it really works really well. The covering colors is great. They're really highly pigmented foundations. All of the Lancome ones are. They came out with a new Tint Idole that's like 18-hour. This one's only 14-hour, and the newest one's a tint. And this is a water-based foundation, so I really do like the way this feels. It feels so clean and it just glides onto my skin, especially with that Mercier primer. It's really great. Don't forget to get on top of your eyebrows. And then the foundation part, don't forget to blend down to your chin. And the foundation part is basically done. So if you can see, as you can see, that foundation gives pretty good coverage for this is just the foundation on my skin with a primer. It's a really great foundation. I can't stress out anymore. It's a really great foundation. The price is a little bit too, like, it's $42, but it's a really great foundation, and I couldn't go without it. I needed a new foundation. I would have gone with the Make It Forever one, but I didn't. So let me stop talking. I'm gonna go in with MAC's Select Cover Up concealer in the color NC30. I'm gonna put that onto my cheeks. The C color cancels out the redness in my skin, so I'm gonna put that onto the scar part of my face. So I just take that with a blending brush. This is like a 244 or a 224, whatever have you, and I'm just going to blend that with the concealer. Now if you have drier skin, like how my cheeks are a little bit dry, if you feel like the brush isn't really doing it any justice, go ahead and just tap it on with your finger like so, and that's going to help a lot with the texture. Because sometimes the texture of our skin, when you have acne and scarring, sometimes there's still bumps on your skin and you're going to have to work with that. So what I like to do is just tap the concealer on, and it covers the coloring really well. So if I was to create a system of how I apply concealer onto my scarring, I would say that in the rougher parts I pat with my index, with my middle finger, and then on the smoother parts with just the scarring I kind of just go over with the buffer with this little brush. Just because when you use a brush to go over texture, it kind of doesn't go very well. You kind of just want to pat it on and be really careful, especially if it's you're still kind of scarred pretty bad like I am. You don't want to be too rough with your face because then it'll cause irritation, and you don't want that. So I like to just buff on the areas that are smooth and just have scarring, but the areas like this that have texture to them, I like to just pat with my finger, and it's just a lot easier. Alright, and so for my forehead, I'm just going back into the amount I put on my little palette here on my hand, and I'm just going to pat, like this area for example, there's not very much texture to it. It's pretty much just scarring. There's no really active pimples here, so I can just blend it on because I'm just covering scarring. So I like to use a brush. That's a great example. So just blend that on. Alright, so I did one eye with concealer. I'm using, of course, MAC. I like MAC concealers, they're really great. I'm using the Studio Finished concealer in NW25. One of my favorite concealers for under the eyes. I used to use this on my scarring, but I realized that this one was a lot better for scarring and acne. This one's a lot better for underneath your eyes. Some people say they like the moisture coverage, but I don't like. So I'm just getting that on my ring finger. Great, it's really good to apply it with your ring finger. As you can see, it's a lot better. I'm just going to focus it here on the inner part of my eye, and then just start blending out. So just go along that area, just tapping. I like to tap towards my nose because this is where mainly the blue parts are. W shades as well, as we put a cool shade on my cheeks with the concealer, and a W shade cancels out the blueness. Since cool shades cancel out redness, W shades cancel out blueness, which would be great for underneath your eyes. So I'm just blending that. Make sure it's all blended. Just like that, and you get a really great finish. So now everything's set. I mean, everything's on. The concealer's on, the foundation's on. I'm gonna set my foundation with using the e.l.f. High Definition setting powder, loose setting powder. I really like this stuff because it's really fine. The middle of it is really, really fine. The powder is very fine, so it doesn't. It's not very heavy, so it's gonna be a really light finish. Make sure you're patting this on and not moving it around. You want to just pat it on, especially with a big fluffy brush, because if you move it around, you're just going to destroy all the texture, all the concealer that you tried to accomplish right now. Although all your hard work will be gone if you just start moving around. That's one of the main things a lot of people do when they apply a loose powder after their foundation. They tend to just move it all around. I can understand if you had nice skin or clear skin, then perfectly fine. But if you have texture on your skin, you're not going to want to do that because you're just going to ruin all of the coverage you were trying to do. So this is a finished product. My skin is nice and covered. Of course, you cannot hide texture. So the texture of my skin is still going to be bumpy a little bit, but the coverage, there is no redness, there is no scarring present. That's how I do my foundation every day. Those products are really helpful. It really depends on what kind of products you're using on your face. Better products, better quality. So thanks for watching. Bye.